Good morning. Good morning.
And finally, new rule, nothing with crypto in the title ever turns out good.
Don't write me about Bitcoin, please. I don't give a so don't ask me.
Bitcoin happens to use a lot of energy. It happens to promote anonymous transactions.
Bitcoin is not a currency.
Not bullish on Bitcoin.
You, John McAfee, believe in the power of Bitcoin. So much so that you'll put your on the table, chop it up, put it in your mouth, swallow.
If it doesn't reach at least $1 million.
99.999% of the people that own Bitcoin are f***ing morons. That's it.
What's it feel like to be a Bitcoin?
I don't have any Bitcoin.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the GM show. I am Freeman, joined by my lovely co-host Matt Jones over there in the gray on gray. And how you doing today, Jones? How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm doing well. How are you? I'm feeling fantastic.
I'm doing great. It's another beautiful morning. Shall we hop into some headlines?
It's cold.
It's cold.
It's cold outside.
Oh wow.
It's not that wonderful.
Okay? Sorry to hear
you.
Sorry to hear that. It's not cold where I am. So no, not to brag. But before we get started, please head on over to gmdefi.xyz. You can connect your wallet there and become part of the Morning Club. The Morning Club is a great way to sponsor the show, to show your support, and also to get access to all the tools we are building and continuing to build. Right now, you can go and get the Kimono indicator there, which is a trading indicator that we show every morning on this very show. So please check that out. And with that said, let's get into the news. Buying the dip, third largest Bitcoin whale, adds to position with a $29 million Bitcoin purchase.
Oh, wow.
Matt's impressed.
Bullish.
Matt's impressed.
Well, Matt's, I mean, I get, yeah, I mean, a little bit. I mean, pretty confident, I guess, that whale. It makes sense on this. I assume it was that during the dip we had.
Must have been. I'm trying to see exactly when. It says Bitcoin's third largest whale added to their Bitcoin holdings. Identity of the whale remains unknown. Rumors swirling, of course. The whale now holds $5.3 billion in Bitcoin.
Dang.
That's a lot of
that's a
BTC.
whale, man. Yeah.
That's a lot of BTC. So over the last 2 days, the whale has also purchased around 750 Bitcoin. And they're apparently still accumulating. So 127,000 Bitcoin is their total. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I would say that's, of course, still a bullish sign. I mean, there's, I think, a lot of reasons to be bullish on crypto and the blockchain in general. Thailand has relaxed crypto tax burdens for investors, so they're trying to woo investors and probably tech companies.
Is that where I'm moving to?
They plan tax relief and exemptions for the crypto industry, and it hopes that the policies will speed up the growth of the industry. So yeah, they're trying to, attract crypto companies to Thailand, which is really cool. Sounds like transfer of cryptocurrencies and digital assets on government-approved exchanges would be exempted from tax. So that's pretty cool. Bravo, Thailand. Bravo, Thailand. Along those same lines, South Korea has elected a new president who is apparently in favor of decentralization and cryptocurrencies and actually deregulation of the cryptocurrency industry in South Korea. So a very, very kind of bullish crypto candidate, I would say. Says crypto candidate who has pledged to overhaul unreasonable crypto regulations in the country. Quote, we must overhaul regulations that are far from reality and unreasonable. He said that South Korea should embrace a negative regulation system to ensure the crypto market has no worries. So I would say that's definitely an invite back into South Korea for the crypto space.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, that's a lot of good news. And then Biden's wasn't bad yet.
Yeah, the reactions were I actually had that one up as a kind of a backup one, but now that you brought it up, it's mostly positive reactions from the community. I mean, granted, it was still a little vague, so we're not like 100% sure on what the details are. But yeah, right. I mean, right now there's we've had a relief from the FUD, I guess you could say.
Well, yeah, and I think I think what got people most jazzed about it is when he basically said how he wants the U.S. to be a leader in crypto, and that's what gave, I think, the big optimism. Because I think a lot of people had a lot of fear that maybe it would be kind of
some stifling of
something that's like our enemies are abroad are embracing crypto, so we have to fight against it kind of type scenario. I think that's what a lot of FUD was coming from, but I think that's what kind of got the kind of positive juice. And then we had a Biden pump, it went up a bit, and then it died, and then it died.
Yeah, well, I think there's every pump must come to an end. I'm sorry, everybody. I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
The Biden pump was a one candle pump. It was.
I'm like that GIF of that guy that shoots the little dart at the green candle, and then it just instantly falls and turns red. But yeah, I think there's a lot of good news, and it's just interesting. Crypto is of course becoming more and more of a mainstream thing with all these news stories. So so far, more kind of political news, but the Ukraine and Russia conflict, Ukraine has received close to $100 million now in crypto donations, which is pretty insane. I mean, that's a lot of money to be donated. So and those are going to just various different, it looks like, funds to fund all kinds of different operations and things going on in Ukraine in response to the Russian invasion. And the Russians as well, kind of more of the retail trader or the common person in Russia is are starting to get more into crypto as well, because and I think this article on CoinDesk actually is pretty good. Why sanctions could push corporations towards crypto. I think it's a good point that and Matt and I were talking about this. There's a lot of businesses that are going to be affected by these changes, these financial changes and sanctions, and Visa and MasterCard and SWIFT, and it can make it hard to do business with anyone inside of Russia from the outside. And so there still is a need for a global payment settlement system, something like the blockchain. So there is actually, there's reason that you could see businesses in Russia potentially hopping on and taking crypto as a payment so that they can do business with people outside of the country still.
Yeah, I mean, if you just think about it, if you're a retail trader trading in the Russian stock market that's now closed, right? What are you gonna do? You're gonna trade where you can. It's like that one famous or now famous stock trade, right? The trader in on the Russian news that basically did a toast to the Russian stock market closing. And imagine like those type of retail traders over there are now going to be trading more on the crypto sphere, because it's like, if that's your trade, like, what are you going to do? You know, you like, what other option? Where else can you really trade? So it is interesting. The issue there is that, you know, with the ruble, rubles, you have to still, right, the liquidity and everything has to be there for you to be able to like exchange, you know, pair rubles with any type of currency, and you can't really get. Anyways, it's still difficult for them over there, you know, for sure.
To
Because
actually do like exchanges. I mean, there's not a whole
yeah,
lot of liquidity available for the ruble and exchanges. So,
right,
but if you wanted to accept payments, you know, you could accept crypto payments. That's certainly something you could do as a business.
yes,
Which is
yeah,
interesting. So, blockchain courses are skyrocketing in India as demand for experts increases. You know, this is just a little news for my Web3 people out there, my Web3 folks. Just, you know, there's obviously a huge demand for, I mean, I think the Web3 development space is just growing at an insanely exponential rate. And so we've got a huge demand for blockchain related trained, you know, professionals. So it says more than 11,000 blockchain related jobs positions were waiting to be filled. The Times of India reports, and those are just in India on LinkedIn. So I mean, 11,000 blockchain jobs just in India on LinkedIn is pretty impressive. Oh, yep, there we go. But yeah, so there's a huge explosion, and people are looking for blockchain analysts, architects, remote trainers, and other professionals with blockchain in their job descriptions. But you can see, I think for developers, if developers are looking for something new, it's really great because the blockchain space offers a lot of just opportunity to innovate and to create new types of applications. So it's an exciting space to be a developer.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's there's so many industries that the blockchain could be disrupting, and so there's almost like an infinite amount of ideas right now on what you can do. So I'd imagine, yeah, I mean, education, yeah, like I don't even know if there's like, I don't know, I haven't really seen too much education, but I imagine like, is there like college courses being developed on blockchain and stuff like that, or I
Yeah.
don't know. I
Yeah,
haven't really
there's blockchain courses. I think colleges are developing,
I'm
blockchain
starting to get
courses.
like a degree specifically in blockchain
Yeah,
or
that's a
something.
good question. I wonder if it's going to be a separate degree or if it's just part of like a computer science degree
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
or
Yeah, I don't know.
you know, I mean, I would say that if you were smart as a college, you would be folding blockchain technology at least into a computer science degree, like, you know, putting some blockchain courses into it.
Right, for
Just
sure.
because, yeah,
Well, and
it's a
I,
huge space growing
yeah, yeah.
exponentially. I'd be interested to see, yeah, just
Like, would they
if
even
we got
be
some
in
numbers about
financial
growth.
courses too? Like, that's what like it's like almost
Yeah, it's
tech.
a weird
Yeah,
hybrid. It's a weird
yeah,
hybrid, and there's also, I don't know, there's just different, you know, maybe there's different disciplines again within the space. You've got
yeah.
people who are more financial experts, and then someone who's more of a Solidity code, you know, coding person who's more of a, you know, it's like, yeah, you figure out what you want the contract to do, and then you tell me, and I'll make the contract to do what we
Right.
need to do. So yeah, you know, it's an interesting new space where, again, lots of new ideas and different disciplines can come together and work together to make stuff. So I think that's pretty much it for the news. That's it. I think we should head over to
All
the
right.
charts.
Let's go check out the charts. Let's see what's
Let's
happening.
do it.
Let's see what's happening today. All right. So, as every weather report I do, the price can go up or down. We don't know what's going to happen.
Everyone
all right,
leaves.
so here we have. Okay, so you know, we had this kind of, you know, what I'm calling the Biden bump, right? Probably has nothing to do with that, but anyway, it's basically, you know, yesterday we were talking as it was here, and I was like, you know what, this could be the top, or we could be trying to reach up here and challenge that 45 again, and then drop back down to this trend line. It did not do that scenario. In fact, it just went down. We have Trend line is still valid, still intact. It hasn't tapped it yet or anything. It still can. It's kind of doging here, showing some bouncing off of this basically the last low. So it's hitting support. It's definitely a support there. But so what I'm looking for today is if this was the bottom of this dip, we're going to come up. Now it's interesting because yesterday, right, we were like, hey, there's this bullish wedge that's kind of forming here, right? This is the 4 hour, so let's just call it here. So there's this bullish wedge forming, right? We have this resistance. It's tapped 1, 2, 3, 4 times now, and we're trending up still, right? We're having higher lows. So this could totally come on up from here and challenge this again. Maybe come back down, hit that support, and see doing this, like breaking this, would probably get a lot of people to start shorting, right? So you get a whole bunch of liquidations up here because everyone's thinking it's going to go to 28, right? So the bears think it's going to go to 28. So it's something like this could definitely happen. Or what I'm seeing is that you have this level of support here, right? And so it could come down here, and that would be pretty close to, or I think that would probably break that trend line we were just drawing. Let's get that back up here. So that would break the trend line, but it's still a level of support that it could see. If it broke the trend line, it would still again boost up a bunch of short orders that they would like to liquidate, right? So what we're looking for is to seeing if this is the bottom. Let's see. There's a couple levels to test here. This trend line, this resist or this support. If it breaks this support, right, breaks a trend line, break the support. Next level we're really looking at could be here at 36.4, or here at here. Let me just get some horizontal lines and make this a little bit easier. So here's some additional levels that we should be keeping an eye out for if it breaks this, right? Because it could just go a little bit level and hit this previous support back here. So we got this zone, basically. If it breaks this zone, look for this zone. And if it breaks this zone, we're going to zero. No, we're just it's going lower. And then we have lower lows, and then it's from there you really have to readjust the structure that I currently have, because then it invalidates this trend line, invalidates these levels, and then now we're drawn downward, right? We're looking where's the bottom, right? That's where we're looking at that point. So these are the levels to kind of look for. These are kind of the respected ones here. And let's see what's happening on the lower time frames. So 4 hour, right, we have on the kimono wave here, it is in a downward momentum. Looks pretty strong still. Daily, I'm assuming we have, downward momentum. See, it does this once, right? It likes to fool you. It's like, okay, we're going to go forward momentum. See, this is that one yesterday. It's just like, yeah, we're turning around. This is it. This is the big comeback here. Bulls were so confident yesterday. It was pretty humorous. And then today, here we are, right where we started. You know what I mean? So it's
still in that kind of
yeah. I mean, we're still really negative, guys. All this was to me is like, hey, we're challenging the 50 EMA here, and it's getting denied as
ranging.
So
ranging
yeah, I mean,
around.
tomorrow we could see maybe a pop up, or maybe today this candle turns around. Let's see what's happening on the lower time frames, and that'll give us a little bit of better idea of what's going on. So we just had a couple hours ago, we had a oversold signal here, meaning that we should be seeing some sort of momentum going up here. How strong is this? Not sure. It did hit the Bollinger Band here. That's nice. You like to see that. But where are we here? And yeah, I mean, see, I would say it could and would want to challenge the 50 EMA, 200 EMA. But if you look at this one, it wicked up and already did that. Quickly wicked down. It did that already. It got those orders in. So now it doesn't need to challenge that anymore. That whole thought, that whole idea of like the price likes to come up and challenge the EMAs, because the market needs to, market makers need to balance the order books out, right? And that's how they do it, by going up and challenging this. But I wouldn't say that it needs to anymore, since it kind of already did. It could try to come up and fill this wick. Yeah, we'll see what happens with this. Because this is really interesting. Because the 50 could be just crossing down to 200 EMA here, which would be pretty bearish. So Bitcoin's at a very important spot right now. This is a very, if you see here the green money flow wave, I mean, it was pretty thick up there, and at the same time, we had VWAP down and a negative momentum wave, and that was significant. And so now we're seeing it kind of really shrink down. So I would say I'm more leaning bearish than I would be bullish at the moment. But oh man, yeah, here 24-minute, it's just look at this mess. This is ridiculous. So it's all over the place right now, man. It is, yeah. It's at a very interesting spot. This doesn't look too bad. As far as like if you're a bull here. Let's look. Is there any divergences going on? See this? I wonder if this could be. If we get a lower low here, and we get an oversold, then we could see a divergence going on right here. Potentially
another leg up. Yeah.
I mean, that is technically lower here. It wicked down lower, but so that's a tough one. Could be a hidden bullish divergence there.
Ooh, hidden.
It's a hidden one. Here, no, we have higher, lower highs. Okay. So, we'll watch the charts, man. I'm not anxious to get in right now at all. I don't really see, as far as me trading right now. I'm just gonna see what's gonna be happening as far as how these levels hold. Because I don't like to, like I was saying yesterday, I don't diddle in the middle. And right now,
oh gosh, here we go with this again. Oh no,
you're diddling in the middle, man. You're diddling in the middle right now. Because it hasn't hit key levels, right? It hasn't really hit the trend line. Hasn't hit these key supports. So I would say it's diddling in the middle. You don't want to do that. I'm just trying to see how many times I could say diddle in the middle in one epi.
I'm just ignoring you. I'm just ignoring it.
Let's check out a couple other ones, right? Let's check out what other tokens are doing what today. Let's do ETH and Luna, because Luna had an all-time high, right? But let's check out ETH real quick. Is ETH still dying? ETH looks a lot like Bitcoin right now.
Are you alive?
Are you alive in there?
Are you dead?
I mean, geez, look at this giant trend line I drew earlier. Okay. I mean, it's still in this resistance. I mean, again, ETH for me is diddling in the middle. So I would just wait until it gets to some I mean, it is a support here. You could say this is a support, but with these dojis, it could be. Yeah, you could be seeing a turnaround potentially. It did hit Bollinger Band. I'd like to see the price come down and show that we are hitting a Bollinger Band or something before I'm really convinced that this is done dumping. You know what I mean? 1 hour. We've gotten oversold, so we could have a little reversal here. We'll see how much we get out of it. In the daily,
higher highs, higher lows.
What a horrible range for the daily here. Still, just stuck in this price zone. Doesn't want to move. It's just a huge accumulation. It's just accumulating. No wonder why the whales are buying everything right now. It's just a great place just to accumulate. Again, you have the same kind of. You have this. You have this trend here, and it didn't quite hit it yet. And because this just reclaimed this pump right here, if this holds today, right? If this candle closes in the next 8 hours, something like this, I mean, I would expect the price to go down. We still have downward momentum. So I'm waiting for it to kind of hit some key levels before I get in any trades. Lower time frames, of course, you could be trading right now like crazy, because that's how the world works. You can trade lower time frames whenever you want. All right, let's check out Luna.
That's very true.
That's how trading. All right, so or yesterday, right? We got that all-time high. Was that yesterday or was it the day before? I can't remember.
I think it was yesterday.
Oh wow. Okay. So I was watching this dump yesterday. I was actually thinking it might try to reclaim this giant vector candle here, right? On the 4 hour. I thought it would probably come down to here before it started reversing. But check this out. It is pumping again. How crazy would that be if we got another all-time high today? How crazy would that be? Just take this wow, yeah. But it just challenges EMA here and reversed in price. That's interesting. See how Luna's doing so much different than Ethereum and Bitcoin?
Mm-hmm.
It's still pumping.
It's its own
yeah, I think Cardano, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Maxis are all just jelly at Luna. You know what I mean? They're all calling it Ponzi schemes and stuff. I don't know much about Luna, but that's what a lot of people.
You sound kind of like a Luna stan.
I know. I have no preference on any token. I just trade them, man. I just watch the charts. Just trade the charts. That's all I do. All right. So yeah, maybe this is gonna be an all-time high. Look at this. It's raging. Pop it up. Look at it. Would you look at it? This is great. This is 4 hour too, so I can imagine this is gonna be fun going down. Let's see what it's on, like 24. Wow, this is a very recent pump. This has just happened in the last 30 minutes or so. Look at that. So yeah, just blasting through the daily open. If it closes here, yeah, it'll close up here in like a minute, 30 seconds. Then I'd imagine another candle up, man. Let's go. Luna, all-time highs today. Let's see it.
Wow. Kind of just put that banner up right down there.
Watch, I bet you know what's going to happen. This is what's actually going to happen.
Yes, it's going to flash crash.
I'm going to be like, yeah, see it. It's going to print here, and then it's going to go up.
Yeah, it's going to flash crash.
Really, it's just going to just crash right after this candle close. Crash. That's what's going to happen.
Why do I want that to happen now? I don't know. Sick. I'm sorry.
Because you're a bear. That's what you are. You just like.
I'm just opposite whatever Matt is. Just to antagonize.
I am not. Yeah, I mean, because it is. I mean, it's smashing the Bollinger Band right now. But that doesn't really matter. It could still just be pumping, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it'll we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we get another candle leg up that gets us to our all-time high. Maybe we get a dumpage down. I don't know, because this could just be trapping traders, right? Because now everyone's watching Luna. That's what happens, right? The market makers just want to trap traders. That's all this game is about. They're trapping so many longs right now. So many people are like, yeah, this is it. We're going all-time highs. And then they just smash it back down. Or maybe they do come up and claim this candle here, right? This vector candle that's up here. And then bring it down so it doesn't quite get all-time high. Just almost. Because I bet you there's a bunch of orders right here sitting above the all-time high and just front run some. That seems to happen a lot too. Stuff like
We've
that.
We've got the best TNA drawings on all of YouTube.
Look at my mess I just made right now.
This is
this is going to be the thumbnail for the YouTube video.
Got anything on that?
We got
that
smiley faces.
Oh boy.
All right.
I don't even.
Well, I think that's the weather, Friedman. That's the weather.
Yeah, I think
keep your eyes on the charts.
Yeah, it's ran out of steam. That act.
When you start drawing faces, yeah, it's done. It's done.
You've lost the plot. Okay, well, I think that about does it for us here. It's been another great morning with y'all, and can't wait to see you back here tomorrow for our last episode this week. We do this show every morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, for you, our humble, esteemed audience. And yeah, please again go to gmdefi.xyz to join the Discord and get in on all the fun.
Pumping.
Check out our tutorials. It's pumping.
Luna's pumping still. Candle closed and it's pumping.
It's a Luna party. You know,
it is.
I feel like at the end of these shows, we need to like crank up the music, you know?
Just be like, Matt, thanks, you're done. You're done.
Yeah, and slowly crank yours down. I wish I had a knob just for yours. Yeah.
Why?